Have you ever truly stopped to consider how often you feel genuine kindness and compassion for
Yeah.
yourself? It's a simple question, right?
Yep.
But for so many of us, the honest answer is probably far too rarely.
Yeah.
We're sort of navigating a world that often leaves us feeling like we're either not enough or kind of paradoxically too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it creates this constant, just exhausting struggle with self-acceptance.
And that internal battle, that's precisely what we're going to unpack today. Our guide for this deep dive is Shannon Kaiser's really powerful book, The Self-Love Experiment, 15 Principles for Becoming More Kind, Compassionate, and Accepting of Yourself.
Okay.
What's so compelling about this, this source material is that it isn't just theoretical advice. It's born from her own, deeply personal journey.
Right.
And it offers practical tools, real insights that you, our listener, can actually apply to your own life.
So our mission today is to dive deep into the core principles, the big revelations from Kaiser's self-love experiment.
Yeah, let's get into it.
We're going to explore how she managed to transform her own, intense self-criticism into profound self-love and actual joy. Think of this as your shortcut, getting right to the heart of this vital topic, but with the fresh perspective that goes beyond just the surface stuff.
Caxi.
Okay, so let's start by setting the stage a bit. The statistics around self-dislike are, frankly, alarming.
They really are.
Did you know that a staggering 91% of women report hating their bodies, and 89% are consistently on a diet?
It's huge. And it's not just a women's issue either, right? That's a key point.
Absolutely. Men face similar struggles. It points to this broader societal thing where people are actually less happy than they were back in the 1970s.
Which is wild, considering we have so many more Latinos today, technically.
Right. And then consider this, eating disorders.
Yeah.
They tragically have the highest mortality rate of any mental illness,
It's a terrifying statistic.
affecting an estimated 10 million women and girls, often as a desperate way to just regain some control. This isn't just fleeting insecurity, it's deep.
Yeah, it's profound. And what's truly fascinating here is how Kaiser identifies the primary culprit behind all this unhappiness. That relentless inner critic.
Yes, that voice.
You know the one I'm talking about? That judgmental, belittling internal dialogue. The one constantly whispering you're not worthy, not lovable. It's the voice that sabotages your attempts at happiness, points out every perceived flaw. You're fat, you're old, you're uneducated, you're just flawed.
Right. Or you should be doing more, or you're totally off track.
Exactly. And for way too many people, this inner voice, as Kaiser puts it, just stays in the driver's seat. It runs the show.
And Kaiser herself shares an incredibly raw, really profound personal experience with this kind of self-hate.
Yeah, she really opens up.
She felt utterly unlovable. She was overweight and felt ugly. Always on the outside looking in, never quite fitting in.
She talked about feeling unintelligent, too, or clumsy with details, like her life was off track or behind schedule.
Constantly making mistakes, feeling like she didn't matter as a single woman in her mid-30s.
And this internal struggle, it wasn't just in her head, was it?
No. It manifested physically. Severe anxiety, so intense, she'd sometimes forget to breathe and actually pass out.
Wow. That's debilitating.
Absolutely.
And her deepest low point really underscores the irony of it all. She found herself crying uncontrollably in a hotel bathroom.
Right before a TV appearance.
Exactly. So ashamed she couldn't even look in the mirror. And this was just hours before she was supposed to go on TV to talk about her first book on happiness.
Imagine that. Teaching others about joy, but feeling nothing good about herself.
It's intense, and this rock bottom, plus, past struggles with eating disorders, drug addiction, clinical depression after huge life changes.
Leaving her job, moving, ending a relationship.
Right. All of that led her to this powerful, undeniable realization. She couldn't fully love her life because she just didn't love all of herself. The messy parts, too.
That incredibly raw moment, crying in the bathroom, it actually led to this pivotal conversation with her mother.
Yeah.
Through tears, she asked her mom, "Do you think a man can love me the way that I am?" Just like that.
Wow. And that was a spark.
Yeah, this seemingly small exchange turned out to be the unexpected catalyst for her entire deep dive into self-love. She'd spent years trying to change herself to fit in.
Trying to be what she thought others wanted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, only drove her deeper into depression, eating disorders, addictions. It became so clear That approach just wasn't working. It couldn't work.
And that leads us right into a key insight she uncovered, this pervasive illusion of waiting for life to begin.
Oh, yeah. The "I'll be happy when" trap.
Totally. She realized that even as her professional dreams were coming true, new book, TV appearances, she still didn't feel truly whole.
It's like a perpetual motion machine, isn't it?
It really is. Every time we get what we want, we just turn our attention to the next big thing. The real profound challenge, she realized, is learning to see that we are whole and complete in this moment. Just as we are sitting here right now, we are enough.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
She captures this trap perfectly as the wanting and waiting syndrome. It's that constant chase, right? For the bigger bank accounts, the smaller body, the soulmate, the dream job.
Always something external.
Yeah. And this perpetual longing, she points out, inherently puts a focus on lack. It makes us feel inadequate.
Which explains so much. Why diets fail, why lottery winners go bankrupt sometimes.
High divorce rates,
Yeah.
depression. It's that deeply ingrained lack mentality that just pulls us out of the present moment, sabotages lasting results.
Absolutely. The powerful truth she discovered is that true transformation, stepping into the unknown of a new self. It's inevitable, but it's entirely manageable.
Okay, now.
It begins by simply stopping that relentless chase and instead accepting that this is it, right now.
Yeah.
The human desire to want things, that'll never truly stop. But the problems start when the wanting turns out to be waiting for something outside yourself to fix you.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me, and maybe a bit counterintuitive. Let's talk about her complete redefinition of self-care.
Yes. This is huge.
The author discovered it's not about being this A-plus wellness warrior. Rigidly sticking to green juice cleanses, non-stop workouts, meticulously counting every calorie.
The kind of stuff we see all over social media.
Exactly. She found that approach utterly exhausting. And for her, it still led to depression, drug addiction, body dysmorphia.
So it wasn't the answer.
No. Self-care, she realized, is deeply personal. It's definitely not some cookie-cutter formula you impose on yourself.
She gives such a vivid example with her paternal grandmother. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, the chocolate coffee.
Right. This woman ate chocolate, drank coffee daily, enjoyed alcohol frequently, yet was extremely healthy her entire life and lived to a vibrant 94.
Amazing. And she contrasts that with a roommate.
Who was extremely healthy by society's standards, but seemed to get sick all the time.
So what's the takeaway?
The crucial insight here, and this is where it really clicks, is that the emotion around what we do is often more detrimental than what we actually do.
Okay, say more about that.
It means how you feel about the things you do matters immensely. It's not just the action itself, but your internal state, your guilt, your joy, your stress around the action.
That makes so much sense, doesn't it? It challenges so many of our ingrained beliefs about good and bad wellness habits.
Totally.
So, to help with this more personal, authentic self-care, she introduced a powerful tool, the Me Matters list.
Love this concept.
It's basically a list of mandatory experiences that align with your soul's ideal day. It makes you genuinely ask, what does my ideal day look like? When do I feel like my best self?
Not what society says, but what you need.
Exactly. Her own list had things like exercising with joy, enjoying food, choosing vibrant foods, listening to her body, speaking kindly to herself.
Daily cuddles with her dog, Tucker. That's a good one.
Definitely. Playing with the world, removing food guilt, adding adventure, travel, being location independent, compassion, gratitude, daily meditation.
It's about how you genuinely want to show up for yourself in your actual practical current life.
I'm already thinking about what will go on my list. Maybe a few more dog cuddles for me too.
Me too. And this Me Matters idea ties beautifully into a broader concept Kaiser emphasizes: the profound connection between our physical environment and our internal state.
Oh, like the messy room, messy mind thing.
Kind of, yeah. She references A Course in Miracles, a spiritual text which suggests our outside world often reflects our internal state.
Okay.
And she shares this incredibly impactful experience of cleaning out her messy Jeep, remember?
Oh.
Full of dog hair, old juice bottles, magazines.
It's just clutter.
Right, and this seemingly mundane physical tidying correlated almost immediately with losing a few pounds, getting 3 new coaching clients, and an article getting picked up by Entrepreneur magazine.
Wow, really? Just from cleaning your car?
For her, it wasn't magic. It was about cleaning up energy. She realized that just as a messy physical space can create mental clutter, addressing those external pockets of disorganized energy, can truly clear the way for internal shifts and new opportunities.
That's fascinating. Okay, let's talk about the big energy drains then. Worry and fear. They're pervasive, right?
Hugely pervasive.
Yeah.
Studies show that out of over 50,000 thoughts a day, something like 80% are usually negative.
80%. That's incredible.
Yeah. And worry, she says, is like an ugly cousin of fear.
Yeah.
It's a trick our ego plays to make us feel like we're in control, but it ultimately just keeps us playing small.
She gives that painful example of frantically counting calories during dinner with friends.
Yeah, which led to intense guilt and then, predictably, overeating later. That whole cycle.
Ugh, yes. So what's the tool for this?
She offers a really insightful technique. Turn your fear into fascination.
Fear into fascination. How does that work?
The idea is to actively identify your fears or limiting beliefs. Maybe something like, I'm doomed to be overweight. It runs in my mom's side of the family.
Okay, got it.
Instead of trying to just push them down or ignore them, you consciously shift your perspective. It's not about getting rid of fear entirely. That's probably impossible.
Right.
It's about using your fear to empower yourself by recognizing it, naming it, and then metaphorically telling it to get out of the driver's seat.
Let it be a passenger maybe, but not driving.
Exactly. Because, as she powerfully notes, if there is an outcome you fear and you do not take action, you will get the result you fear. Fear can actually be a signal like, hey, pay attention here, act here.
That's a powerful reframe. Using fear as a signal for action.
Mhm.
And, a lot of our fears are tied directly to our habits, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So what did Kaiser discover about habits? Which ones serve us? Which ones hold us back?
Well, she encourages identifying which habit no longer serves me. Simple question, but hard to answer sometimes. And crucially, removing any guilt around it. The goal is to look at every experience as an opportunity to learn and grow, dropping that rigid idea of good and bad habits altogether.
Just seeing them as habits, some useful, some not anymore.
Precisely. And this approach naturally leads us to the concept of secondary gains, a really powerful idea inspired by life coach Martha Beck.
Secondary gains, what are those?
It suggests that even our most stubborn bad habits, addictions, or self-sabotaging situations, they aren't random or just bad. They persist because they are secretly serving a purpose.
Okay. Huh.
They're providing a secondary gain by meeting some unmet need in a hidden, maybe unhealthy way.
Oh. Can you give an example?
Yeah, she shares one about a client who was constantly frantic and busy with her YouTube channel.
Okay. Productive, maybe?
Seemed like it. But the constant busyness wasn't just about productivity. It was actually masking a deeper fear of not getting enough paying clients or enough money. The busyness felt safer than facing the fear.
Gotcha. And her own example.
Her own overeating, she realized, was an attempt to mask loneliness and a deep desire for romantic love. The food was filling a different kind of void temporarily.
Wow. So these habits are like coping mechanisms that aren't really working long term.
Exactly. And she identifies 3 main categories of core desires that these secondary gains often try to provide: freedom, fulfillment, or acceptance.
Freedom, fulfillment, acceptance.
And the practical fix she proposes is another really smart application of that me matters idea. She calls it the me matters session.
Okay, what's that?
Just 10 to 15 minutes of uninterrupted time, intentionally dedicated to giving yourself what you actually need most in one of those categories: freedom, fulfillment, or acceptance.
So instead of the unhealthy habit providing a poor substitute,
You give yourself the real thing. So it could be taking a spontaneous walk for freedom, setting aside a little money for a future trip for fulfillment, or simply cuddling your pet for acceptance. You provide it for yourself first.
I like that. Proactive self-care.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about struggle, because it's such a profound part of growth, isn't it? But we often try to avoid it at all costs.
Definitely. We see it as failure.
Right. But Kaiser echoes the wisdom of Buddhist teacher Pema Chodron, who says something like, in life we think the point is to pass the test or overcome the problem.
Yeah, get past it.
The real truth is that things don't get solved. They come together for a time, and then they fall apart. Then they come together again and fall apart. It's just like that.
Wow. Okay, so it's cyclical.
It's cyclical. Kaiser emphasizes that struggle isn't a mistake or a sign you're doing it wrong. It's a universal assignment your soul has signed up for. It actually provides a platform for profound spiritual growth.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, navigating your own life challenges? How do we apply that?
It truly boils down to a fundamental choice. Do you perceive setbacks as these insurmountable problems or as transformative pathways?
Problem or pathway? I like that distinction.
The core message here is just deeply empowering. Everything you have gone through is important because you matter. And so does your story.
Every part of it.
Every part. In fact, she asserts everything, all of it happens for you, not to you. It's serving your growth.
That shifts everything.
It really does. And building on that acceptance of struggle, she introduces this beautiful concept she calls sweet surrender.
Surrender. Sounds passive, like giving up.
Not at all, actually. That's the key distinction. It isn't about giving up or becoming passive. Instead, it's the willingness to let yourself energetically off the hook of trying to control the outcome.
Okay. Releasing the need to control.
Exactly. It's about recognizing and accepting what you can't change by gently releasing those tight expectations we hold on to.
Makes sense.
She contrasts control energy, which she describes as tight, restricted, and often manic, with surrender mode, which is calm, peaceful, and connected to your truest self.
That sounds much better.
Right. And the powerful mantra for this state is, I allow my life to unfold naturally. I trust all is in the right order. The universe supports my desires and me. Just letting go a bit.
I like that mantra. And as you change, as you grow and start embodying this surrender, you might experience something she calls bouncing out. What's that?
Bouncing out happens when your energy simply no longer aligns with certain people or situations around you.
Because you shifted.
Exactly, because your desires and needs have fundamentally shifted. The author's own experience of leaving her corporate job and even a loving relationship.
Right, you mentioned that.
It powerfully illustrates this. It's a challenging, maybe painful, but crucial point. Not everyone is supposed to come along with us when we change.
That can be hard to accept.
Very hard. But the core message driving this acceptance of change is clear. Your desire to change must be greater than your desire to stay the same. That's the tipping point.
Okay, so as she started bouncing out of old situations, that must have brought her face to face with those insecurities again.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Inevitably. And she argues that healing them starts by facing them head on, sending them love.
Not fighting them.
Not fighting, but acknowledging and loving. And realizing that insecurities are a form of narcissism.
Whoa, okay. Unpack that. Narcissism.
Yeah, it sounds harsh, but she means it's an excessive, self-focused fixation on what I hate about myself. It keeps the focus intensely on me in a negative way.
Ah, I see. It's still self-obsession, just the negative kind.
Exactly. It's about breaking that internal loop.
Yep.
And many people actually fear self-love, right? They misperceive it as being selfish or arrogant.
Yeah, there's that cultural baggage.
Totally. Through her experiment, she learned these 11 profound truths about stopping the negotiation with insecurities. For instance, one big one. People will accept you only when you accept yourself.
That's a powerful feedback loop.
It really is. When we project self-doubt, we often unconsciously invite others to reflect that back to us. But when we genuinely embody self-acceptance,
The world responds differently.
yeah, the world tends to respond differently, opening doors to more authentic connections. It starts within.
That's such a crucial, deeply resonant point. Your relationship with yourself sets the tone for everything in your life.
Everything.
The author's experiment with a year of celibacy, for example, that wasn't about deprivation, was it?
No, not at all. It was specifically designed for her to learn to feel beautiful, whole, and worthy without needing external validation from a partner.
Redirecting that energy inward, learning to source it herself.
Precisely.
And Principle 13 really drives this ripple effect home. When you heal yourself, you help to heal the world.
Yeah, I love that one.
How does that work?
By lifting yourself up, by cultivating that loving energy internally, you naturally send out different vibes. You become an inspiration, maybe unconsciously, to others.
Like a rising tide lifts all boats.
Kind of. And sharing your story, she says, is a vital part of this healing process. It helps others find their own lessons, find freedom, realize they're not alone in their struggles.
Connection through vulnerability.
Exactly.
And finally, there's that powerful idea. We hear it often, but it's worth repeating. You get what you focus on. That's Principle 10.
A classic, but true.
But what's truly compelling here is how Kaiser demonstrated this. She transformed her own deep-seated limiting belief about not being able to make money doing what she loved.
Right. That core fear.
She shifted her focus from lack, from I can't, to abundance, to I can and I am. It manifested, didn't it? Into a reality where she now writes from amazing places like Paris.
Yeah. It's not just a feel-good mantra, it's a living testament. Shifting your focus from what you lack to what you love and what's possible can radically reshape your physical world.
So the question she encourages us to ask ourselves is,
What thoughts do I have that are holding me back, and how can I turn them into love? How can I reframe them?
Wow. So we've really journeyed through the profound insights of Shannon Kaiser's self-love experiment, haven't we? Moving from the depths of self-criticism
Yeah.
to the empowering realization that self-love isn't a destination. It's an ongoing internal process
Definitely ongoing.
of self-kindness, radical honesty, and just continually showing up for yourself exactly as you are, flaws and all.
It truly reiterates that the happiness, the feelings you desire, they're actually within you now, not out there somewhere.
Not waiting for the perfect job or partner or body.
Right. It's about being present in the art of becoming, that continuous unfolding of your true self, and giving yourself what you want first without waiting for external circumstances to magically align.
Okay. So here's a final thought for you, our listener. If everything you truly need and want is already within you, what's one immediate, tangible step you can take today to give it to yourself without waiting for any external circumstance to change first? What's one small act of me matters you can do right now?
That's a great question to sit with. And if you want to explore this journey further, Shannon Kaiser offers some fantastic resources. There's the Joy Journal, a self-love soundtrack,
Oh, cool.
and a free Me Matters audio meditation. You can find them all at playwiththeworld.com for the self-experiment matters. We'll put that link in the description too.